Hey, welcome back, family. I think I needed to show you this. Okay, this is how the traffic is like during the night time. Let's say if you're closing from work, um, that's how the traffic is like. It's completely congested, and this is Latrikunda. So I'm gonna show you how congested it's gonna be from Latrikunda to Tabokoto. I mean. And you're gonna spend, okay, usually when the traffic is not congested, you can just move from Larikuna to Tabakore in just 2 minutes. But at night or during the time that people close from work or going to work, this is how the traffic will be slow. This is how slowly you'll be moving. And when you get close to the market, like this is the Latrikunda market, if you get close to Latrikunda market, you can see it's completely jammed. Okay, and you'll be like this for like maybe 2-3 minutes, and then you will pass the market and you'll have some free road for about a minute or maybe two, and it will get jam again when you get close to Tabokoto. And the street lights, before they change the street lights, you can see there are white lights. Usually before it was a yellow light, and that was much brighter, but because it consumes a lot more current, I think they had to change to white one, and that makes the road a little bit dark. Okay, it's a little bit dark. Maybe you would notice how dark it is until if it is on a place where you don't have market around, you don't have, you're not around markets or shops that have lights around it, like what you have right here in Latrikunda. So let's say from Abuko towards Lamen, you will see that place will be really dark. Okay, because these lights are not very bright, though they're saving a lot of current. I think that's why they had to change it to this. But yeah, so we had to sacrifice brightness for the saving of cost. You can see the market is still on even at night. Market will still be on. It's a very tough traffic. The other road will be completely free. You can see how freely those vehicles are moving, because Gambia is always one way. In the morning the same would be applied to the other road on this other side, because everybody is going to work, and in the evening everybody is coming down from work, going back home. Most people will be living in the combos, and they'll be going to work to Serakunda, Kanifing, Banjul, Bakau. That's where most of the offices are. So everybody from Lamen area, Brikama area, Jindum, Farada, everybody will move on that lane going towards Banjul. So you can see how traffic will be just free for about a minute. In fact, it's less than a minute. So this is Latrikunda. Right after you pass the market, the traffic will be a little bit free. So you would run for about a minute or less, in fact, and you get congested again. It will get congested again. So this is Johnson Cow. So it will be a little bit free until you pass Johnson Cow. And when you go past the other traffic light, that is the next traffic light at Fajikunda Junction, you would pass Fajikunda Junction. The road is so dusty because of the sand and the dust on the road. So when the cars are passing, you can see a lot of dust would be in the atmosphere. It's not healthy, I know. Yeah, during the dry season, this will happen, and it will be like this the whole day and night, as long as vehicles are passing through. So that is Fajikunda Junction. Right after you cross this junction, it will start getting jammed again. that is the I think that is what do you call this radio station again? I forgot the name of the radio station. So right after the church, starting the church, around the church where traffic will get hold, completely stuck again like how it was in Latrikunda. Okay, so right at this moment you will see that the traffic will be tight, completely tight again. And yeah, so that's how our traffic is like on a daily basis. In the morning the other road will be jammed, and in the evening this side will be jammed. So we're gonna be crawling like this for the next 300 meters, and then the traffic will be completely free until you get to around Busumbala, yeah, Yundum Busumbala. Alright, and in fact if you get to around Lamen, you will see that the traffic will be jammed again. Right, yeah, right at the entrance of Lamen, usually a place to would be jammed until you get towards maybe NTC, and then the traffic will be free all the way to maybe Yundum again. So you can see you would be like this. Maybe when you get stopped, you will be stopped for about 30 seconds, and then the vehicle will start moving again. So sometimes if you don't have a vehicle, you don't have a bicycle, it's always sometimes better to yeah, not always, but sometimes if you have the energy, it's much faster to walk from in fact Talinding to Tabokoto. You would see that sometimes it's much faster, though at some point traffic will be freely flowing for about a minute or two. So that's when the vehicle will go past the people who are walking. But other than that, walking is much faster, especially from Latrikunda coming down to Tabokoto. You would better walk than to board a vehicle. And around this time you can see passenger vehicles will be very minimal on the highway, because they don't make money. They claim to not make money around this time of the traffic, because they burn more fuel than the money they normally have. And they also avoid going to Westfield, let's say in the morning, because around Westfield will be really congested. So they would prefer to go to Serakunda, because the Serakunda, when they get to Churchillstown, you can just branch off and go to Serakunda, where you're gonna have a free traffic. And the faster they move, they move from Brikama to Serakunda or Westfield and go back to Brikama, the more money they make. So this kind of traffic doesn't favor them at all. You can see how you would move for about maybe 10 meters or 5 meters, and you're gonna stop for another maybe 30 seconds, and you start moving for another 30 seconds or 10 seconds, 5 seconds, you stop again. So if you're coming down to Gambia, or you're in Gambia, maybe you have a scooter, sometimes it's even faster to apply this road. But hopefully there is this new highway that they're to construct, that's gonna move from Airport Junction all the way down to going through Brusubi, Turntable to Senegambia, down to Canifing, to join the main highway. So we're hoping that when that highway is ready, most of this load will be diverted to that, because if you're coming from Banjul, you want to go down to Brikama, or maybe you want to go down to somewhere around Farato or Yundum, you know, it might be much faster to use that road than to use this other one. So most people would prefer that, because it's gonna be, I think, 3 lane going and then 3 lane coming. So you would see that some people would want to just use that road, and that would really ease the traffic on this road. So we're almost at Tabokoto. The next 100-200 meters, the traffic will be free until you get towards around Lamen again. A very slow road, so that's how we manage this traffic every single day. That's why sometimes I prefer to use a scooter when going to work. But you know, you can't leave a scooter every single day, because sometimes it's not safe, especially if you are running on a free road. Traffic like this is much better with scooter, but sometimes, you know, from like I said, from Tabokoto down to Lamen, it's usually a free road, and because people will be in this traffic for several minutes, and they will not have a patience. You can see right after you pass Tabokoto, all vehicles will be rushing. It's like you get freed from you know, from some stress, and every single person would want to run at a high speed. It's like, oh man, I'm free, like yeah. So you understand what I mean? And you would say it once I get to Tabokoto, you will see that vehicles will be running at high speed, and they'll be horning one another because everybody don't have patience. So I would have normally I would have just paused while the vehicle is about is standing, but I just wanted to see how, you know, how slow the traffic is. So I'll just let it run. You know, yeah, I'm gonna let it run. I'm not gonna be pausing. You can see how people are just passing the vehicles while they're walking, so that's how faster it is. So as you get closer to Tabokoto, traffic will get more and more congested, and you're gonna move slow, more and more slowly. That's the Nice building. It's called Nice building. I think that was an internet cafe called Nice. They were occupying the space, so they gave it the name Nice building. So in Gambia, anytime you are approaching a main junction like this, main junction, the junction that we're approaching in about maybe 100 meters, is the main junction to move towards, you know, Welingara, you know, Sunju Balia, Sunju Alaji, towards Costa Road. So it's a major junction. So anytime you're approaching a major junction, you can see traffic will be really congested. I think in many countries they use flyovers to avoid this kind of congestion, but here unfortunately we don't have flyovers. Hopefully the new roads will be able to have flyovers. And this is very normal, this kind of drive. You can see this driver wanted to go on the left, but when the traffic gets freed, he will just come back on this other lane. It's just normal, very normal here. And in fact, that's how you even move a little bit faster. Okay, so we got close to the main junction. There's a junction on the left that goes to Relingara. You can see some horns, you can hear some horns. Everybody will be horning one another when we get right down here, because everybody don't want to have or want to spend more space again. Alright, so right after you pass this Johnson, traffic will be free for a few minutes. I think from here all the way down to Lemon, traffic will be free, and then it will get congested again for another maybe 10-20 minutes at Lemon. Then you would experience some free traffic until you get to around Yindum. Alright, so this was just what I wanted to show you. I'm gonna I'll pass through these few buses and you'll see that the traffic is moving freely. Yeah, so from here down to Lamen it will be freely flowing, completely free for now. So that's what I wanted to show you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learn a lot about the traffic system in the Gambia. Alright, so see you in another video.